always and only, it is your responsibility to sort yourself out first. Always, I talk a lot about it's your life. And when people hear that, people will always revert to the thing that is the the easiest. But when people hear it's your life, what people hear is, oh, it's my choice. I can do whatever the fuck I want. And that's true. It is the truth. But what is the cost? What is the price of freedom? Well, my friends, the price of freedom is responsibility. I tweeted out today that there's a very big difference between this is what people do and what most people do. There's a big gap. There's a chasm between those two things. Oh, but Martin, this is what people do. No. It's what most people do. But look at what most people do. Well, they complain about other people. They blame other people. They assume that people should just fall in with them. No. The price of responsibility is that it's always down to you. It's always your choice. Never anybody else's. And I was thinking about this today. What's the difference between an adult and a child? A child has absolutely no control over which circumstances he or she is born into. Well, what then is an adult? Well, an adult is somebody who understands and accepts and embodies the fact that it's always your choice. You always have a choice as an adult. And actually, you do have choices as a child. But of course, it's a very, very different thing. Because they're learning. Children are learning about the world. And they have no control over who their parents are. But from a very, very early age, I always knew that when I looked at the so-called adults around, adult in body, but psychologically and emotionally, most people are still children. I always feel rather generous, to be honest, when I say that the vast majority of adult bodies are adolescents. a lot of people don't get to that point. No, I think most people, frankly, they don't progress much beyond the age of 7, 8, 9 or 10. Most don't reach it to adolescence because you look at people of all ages, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Oh, it's his fault. He made me do that. I had no choice. Everybody says it of all ages. Both sexes actually as well say it. Men don't say it as much, but a lot do, especially now. So being an adult means it's your responsibility, your choice, and nobody is holding a gun to your head. They're not. People want to believe that, oh God, it's so stifling. He says this to me. Well, okay then. But look at all of your other relationships. Do you complain about the same things in the other relationships that you have? Well, yes, you do. And guess what? The common denominator, the thing that all of those other people have in common, is you. And I have been really seriously exploring this idea of no matter how terrible you believe a situation or a relationship to be, there is absolutely a reason, if not many reasons, why you are benefiting from that relationship. I benefited from the relationship that I was in with my ex-boyfriend, despite the fact that he was persistently and unbelievably irritatingly critical on a low level, death by 1,000 cuts. But I wasn't ready for a relationship, neither was he. So everything's a mirror. The reason that I benefited from the relationship was because in certain areas, my ex-boyfriend was incredibly decisive. There was no messing around. We made an arrangement and we met with it. Now, I take responsibility for the fact that most of the scenarios that we were in didn't work for me because I didn't say no. But I benefited. I did. I benefited, which is why it lasted from beginning to end 3.5 years rather than a few weeks, because I saw the red flags from the beginning. It was me. And everybody is hideously conditioned. Everybody is fucked up. Everybody has their neuroses and their struggles. But if you can be honest about it, then you can actually transcend the misery and you can move towards mastery, okay? You can move towards being more self-determined, being more decisive, making decisions that benefit you and only you. And people will call you, as they have me, they will call you all manner of things. They will call you selfish. They will call you naive. They will call you mean and harsh and brutal. And they'll call you all of these things. It's not because that's the truth. The truth is that if you're honest with people, most people do not like it. That is the vast majority of experience that you're going to have in relationships. If you're honest with people, they will not like it because it's not nice. When at first you hear the fact, oh, it is all your responsibility. You're perfectly capable of making your own decisions, dear old friends of the past. But they don't want to let go of blaming other people. Move away from blame and move towards responsibility. And if it means, I'm all about quality over quantity, and I am exceptionally selective because all of the friendships, I do this a lot in my videos, all of the friendships that I've had have been incredibly one-sided. But I've always looked at people, I've always been an observer, I've always been a watcher. Some may call a spy or a voyeur, you know? Interpersonal relational espionage. But I've always been looking out to see, is this relationship worth it for me? For a relationship to be successful, it has to benefit both people in a really powerful and positive way. Has to. Otherwise, it's victimhood, it's illusion, it's delusion. It's not healthy. You have to be able to be your own person in a relationship with somebody else. Another relationship, any relationship, anything should enhance your life. And if it doesn't enhance and uplift your life, and it drags you down, you have to ask the harsh questions. Well, what people call harsh, they're not harsh, they're just honest. But we have all of these pseudonyms for truth and honesty because the vast majority of the populace don't want to deal with it. Because it's hard after you've made, I'm in my 40s now, I've made God knows how many decisions I've made. Millions, probably. I mean, millions, hundreds of thousands, millions, billions, however many it is. It's a fucking lot of decisions. If you've lived your life in a particular way that hasn't worked for you and you suddenly realize, oh my God, it was always my choice to say no. or it was my choice to say yes. Whatever it is. You know, people talk about regret, but they start talking about those kind of things. I don't believe in mistakes, don't believe in regrets, because it's all happened and there was a good reason for it happening. But when the reality strikes you, hits you between the eyes, it's humbling. But humility is good. Humility is good because it wakes you up. It makes you pause and it makes you think, right, I'm going to make better decisions from now on. There was a meme that many a time did the rounds on Facebook when I was in my affiliate marketing stage. And it was this: the truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off. Now, I would put that far more strongly, more vociferously. That I would say, the truth will set you free, but first it will annihilate you so brutally that you won't know where you are. Piss off is just not, is not strong enough. It's not accurate enough. It topples most people when they encounter their egos. It does. And I don't wish bad things on people, but the sheer weight of realization that happens to people when they suddenly realize, fuck, it was my choice, that I did all of these things to myself and chose them. It's not nice. It's not nice. But if you channel it into being a stronger, more confident, more resilient, more decisive, more loving person towards yourself, it's a good thing. But I know there are many people that have been through what I've been through, and it's completely toppled them. It's completely destroyed people. I've seen it. I don't wish it on anybody, but the sheer weight of realization is absolutely nightmarish. And I get it. I have sympathy. I have real sympathy. You know, I'm not a malicious person. I have real sympathy for people. And it's why I stayed with my ex-boyfriend for so long, actually, because I saw such enormous potential in him, because he was hardworking, he was diligent, he was charismatic, he had a huge amount of potential, he was intelligent, he was funny, and he was quite sweet sometimes. Not very often, but he was quite sweet when he let me in, the handful of times. But I take responsibility for the fact that I knew it wasn't going to work. I knew it wasn't going to work from the beginning. But I tried, and I take lessons from that experience, but I will not waste my time anymore in placating people's childishness. No. I'm going to end this video on a tweet that I made today. Be so good and so definitive in your boundaries that you force the people around you to either up their games or to vanish in a puff of smoke. Only accept the quality where the relationship is going to benefit the two of you. Win-win. That is the key. Both sides can win. Thank you very much for listening. Martin Pavey here. Please do like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. And it does really help if you do like and subscribe, because I want these videos to get out there. I want to help. I really, really want to help the people who want to be helped. And you do it by being honest and being steadfast in your principles. God bless you. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Ciao for now.